So today's concept from Sir is 5 E's. So first let us listen from Sir, then we will share our experience. Yes, Madhubal.
Every time you do meditation, it's a new experiment. It's not an old experiment. Every time you meditate, every time you read a book and read the same book again and again, every time it's a new experiment for me. Every time it's a new experience for me. Every time it's a new enlightenment for me. Every time it's a new evolution from the same book, the same shloka of Bhagavad Gita. It gives me different meanings. And same meditation, same Anapanasati meditation, it gives me different experience. Infinite experiences. Okay.
Visharda. Thank you so much, Madhugaru. Yes, friends. So, Sir, you might heard what Sir is sharing. No 5 E's. So first we have to experiment. So through experiment, we get experience, then enlightenment, enjoyment, and evolution. So these 5 E's. So what is experimenting? Experimenting means we have to implement the wisdom. Implement whatever we heard, whatever we gain the wisdom, whatever we try to know. Unless we implement, we don't get any experience. And each day what Sir has shared, every time you meditate, you get a new experience. That's very, very, very true. So in my case, so my experience is evolution and enjoyment. So yes, thank you. Thank you for correcting Madhukar. So it's like experiment, then comes experience, enlightenment, evolution, and enjoyment. Thank you, Madhuban. So, so this is how, Master. So, in my case, every day, when I meditate, I used to get new experiences, and in the same day, when I meditate on some other time, or if I meditate in the morning, I used to get one experience. If I meditate in the evening or night, I used to get another experience. So, in this experience, getting nothing is also an experience. Sometimes we don't feel anything. That's also an experience. It's okay. So and the next experiment I did was trusting myself, trusting my intuitions, following my intuitions. So what I used to get some messages. This is my experience. Okay. I used to get some messages. So I'm a bit, I'm not about much confident on me. So I don't know how to deal with these messages, to follow this or not. So initially it's a big dilemma for me. And also it's a fear because I didn't trust myself. I didn't trusted myself. So I started. So when slowly I took some steps, slowly I started to trust myself, trust that intuitions. Then that became my experience. So when I implemented that messages, when I implemented, so slowly I gained some experience. So then overcoming my fears, overcome, so about heights or water or rides or anything. So unless we step in, we don't get experience. And each soul and every soul, are just for experience. So unless we experience, we don't get wisdom, or we don't evolve. So that's what Sir says. And in between there is an enjoyment. So enjoyment, so definitely we will enjoy when we experience certain things. And like implementing mindful cooking, experimenting on pyramid gaps, experimenting on awareness in thoughts, mindful working. So what happens when I do cooking with mindfulness? So all this is like we have to experiment. And then comes that knowledge. So no, Mahavatar Babaji said, so when you take knowledge from gurus or books or anything, that will be the first information, that will be that will be like you know that. But unless you experiment, unless you implement, that knowledge won't go into your soul. So you have to experiment all this, right? So then comes enlightenment, and enlightenment is not like final goal. Whatever, whenever we got to know some new things, some new knowledge, when we implement that, and that in that part, in that sector, I mean, is in that phrase, we will be enlightened. So enlightenment is a process. So it's like a segment, topic to topic, and experience to experience. So right, I'm enjoying my life. Not only the meditation, I'm enjoying my life, right? So this is what in brief my experiences. So thank you so much, friends. If at all you want to share your experience, you can unmute yourself.
Thank you so much, Sarada, for bringing this concept. This is one of the important concepts of Patriji, and we were really fortunate to hear it live when we were in Egypt in 2019. There was a conference that was happening by the name of Awake, and there he shared this concept. It's a 5E concept, wherein the first thing is experiment. With experiment, you get an experience, and when you get an experience, you are enlightened. Enlightened is nothing but putting a light on that experiment that you have done. I mean, that means a knowledge or some information that you have gathered. That means you have known something about that act or that experiment that you have done out of your experience. And then you evolve. That means you grow. That means before you were not aware of, okay, for example, if somebody says that, okay, I did meditation and I have benefited this, and until and unless you don't experiment it, you will not get to have an experience, and without that experience you will not get enlightened, and without that enlightenment you will not evolve. That means you will not grow in the sense, in that subject you will not grow, you will not understand what it is. And at the end, when you experiment, at the end product is you enjoy. Anything in life, we have to experiment. If somebody says that this is a great recipe I have tried, and I wish that you also try, then we have to experiment it. Until and unless we don't experiment it, we don't have to say that, she make that good recipe. You have to do it by yourself, and you have to experiment, experience, and then you will grow, you will understand, you will know that there is a recipe that exists, which tastes really good, and all these things. So it's a very important, and it applies for every walk of life. In every walk of life, we can put this into practice. If a scientist don't experiment, he will not get to enjoy what he had done. For example, anything we see in this world, the scientists had brought. So at the end product is they enjoy because of their experiments. Without experimenting, we don't have a fan, we don't have a light, we don't have all these things that we are using these days. Like without Patriji experimenting meditation, we would have not known what is Anapanasati meditation. So he had experimented it, and he had experienced it, and he had enlightened on it, and then he had evolved, and then he had enjoyed. So once he enjoyed, he wanted to share it to everybody. So this is really a wonderful concept. So thank you for bringing it on, Sarada.
Thank you so much. for sharing in detail, Madhura. Very, very. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And yes, friends, initially I was doing on my own. I mean, in our sessions, joining in our sessions. So slowly, when I heard you have to, you have to share these meditation about meditation. I was a little bit, I stepped back because what I said, I was not confident. So okay, let us experiment then. So slowly I started to introduce about meditation and family. So they started their journey. They started to experiment. So this is how we can pass this enjoyment. We can pass this joy, right? So thank you. Thank you so much. If at all anyone would like to share, friends, can unmute. Thank you for the messages. Yeah, thank you, Pandavaram. Yes, we are enlightened in each step and life becomes celebration. Very true. Yes, Madhugaru. Ram sir.
Namaste, Sarada garu. Namaste, everyone.
Namaste, sir.
Meditation was so very, very wonderful indeed. I kind of felt to meditate a bit early, so I continued the meditation as the group session started. Very beautiful energies. And another important concept of Patriji, although it seems very simple, it has everything. In every concept of Patri sirs, there is everything. And these 5 E's concept: experiment, experience, enlighten, evolve, enjoyment. This is a journey and a journey of all souls. And when we speak about the soul, we are speaking about a journey that is of lifetimes and lifetimes. So experiment can be and is personal. And in these stage of experimentation, in every lifetime, as we keep on doing, we attain perfection in experimenting. And when we attain perfection in experimenting, we become serious and with sincerity and seriousness. These are very important qualities while experimenting. We can experiment something, but we don't when that experiment is without sincerity and seriousness, then we don't experience what we are expected to experience. Then again, we come back in a next lifetime until we gain the sincerity and seriousness qualities so that we fully experience an outcome out of that experiment. So many lifetimes, and in every lifetime, we are experimenting. We have to keep on experimenting, not with and as we keep on experimenting, we reach a stage that we experiment just as a sake of the quality of the soul. So without expecting anything. So that is when we keep on moving to a higher stages of evolving, of enlightenment and enjoyment. And as we keep on doing, we realize that every other person's journey, which is every other soul's journey as well, is a process of experimenting. So that is when we stop criticizing, because everyone is doing their own experiments, because everyone is seeking their own experiences. So as we experience through our own experiments, as we evolve in our soul's journey, just like our life evolves, being an infant to a young, to an adult, to an old soul, old person, the same way the soul as well, as it journeys, becomes old, we drop the judgments because we understand that these 5 E's is the part of every soul's journey. So we drop judgments and we drop criticizing others' experiences, others' experiments, because that is how we see that everyone's journeys as well had been our own past journeys. And this 5 E's journey as well, it is not a personal journey. It starts as personal when we start in the experiment phase. Then in the experiences phase, as we go on in the journey of souls, experience is not just our experience. It is our experience, and eventually we integrate others' experiences as well. That is when we start listening to others' experiences. Because the more and more we experiment, we don't just re-experiment something, but rather we listen to others' experiences. By just listening to other experiences, we integrate even their experiments. So this is happening as the soul evolves. We understand that everyone's experiment is as well our experiment. That is when we start embracing everyone's journey. So as we become, enlightened, our enlightenment as well is others' enlightenment. That is what we see in every great master's journey. Once they get enlightened, they're not ending their journey. They say, hey, everyone, you all need to get enlightened. They share their journey. So the final stage, it is enjoyment. In every journey, the final stage is enjoyment. That is what is the life zest. Life becomes dynamic. It becomes miraculous. Thought acquires power. It's a continuous celebration. So it's the journey of souls. We can see it in small fragments, as everything that we do as well fits into this 5E concept. Every single thing that we do fits into this 5E concept. And when we look from a broader perspective, it is the journey of the souls. So thanks a lot, Sarada Garu. Very important concept. It keeps on evolving as we keep on staying with these messages. So thanks a lot.
We have to thank you, sir. Thank you for, for these words, putting light on each and every concept, each and every each and every E. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Yes, Mamta ji.
Namaste, Sarada ji.
Namaste.
Namaste, masters. Always, it's a light from Patriji. So, it was so beautiful wisdom. And I had an experience with Patriji. When I went to Pyramid Valley, I stayed for maybe 2.5 months like that. At that time, I met, that's for the first time. When I went to Pyramid Valley in Bangalore, first time, with my friend to stay for 3 days, because I started the Mandala Dhyana at the first time for 41 days. After that, I was feeling to visit Pyramid Valley all the time, but there were so many challenges in my house. It was not possible for me to visit. After 41 days, I went there for 3 days. And it was so beautiful experiences. And I got a third eye experience also there. See, that's the way what gurus do. The stay of guru, the whole area means the whole place will be so miracle.
Mm.
When we connect to that Guru, we can experience all the experiences out of our naturality, what we think about our emotions, about all the experience of our life. The experience will be out of that. So at the time, I got so many experiences. And the second time I went with my husband, there was some challenges in my life. So I took him there, and I talked with Patriji about some instances of my family.
Mhm.
And he told, he gave me so many light words at that time. I was so confident about what I am saying. And he felt so happy, and he told, okay, what you wish, I'll give for you. See, those are the words, the word Guru give. And there was so much of surrender and receptivity from both of us. That was a beautiful experience. After that, I was so released inner. I was so much released from that thought, from that strain, and from that problem. And at the time, immediately, that was not the time of rainy season, but it rained so much. So I and the two friends who met there, they were not my friends from here, but they were friends there. And we three or two, maybe two or three, we went there to the rain, and I played like a small child in the rain at that time. We both. After that, we went to the food. At that time, Patriji was sitting there, and night time for the food. And I went, and just I stayed. There was no words to express for me, because I was not so much expressive at the time. Just I went and stand to him. It was so deep gratitude from my inside. I think he felt he was seeing somewhere, but he was sitting. See, normal. He will be so normal, means so we can't explain the words. And he told, "How was the experience?" He asked for me. So, just looking into me, how was the experience? I was so happy. I said to him, so it was a beautiful experience for me. And once again, I met him with my son. At that time, he blamed for me. It was also so lighting path for me. There was some stuck in my path, or in my thinking, or in my spirituality understanding. At the time, he spoke so roughly for me. It was the third time. So I was, see what he says. Be aware of your words, about your thinking. So that was the light for me when he scolded me. It was also so beautiful for me. When he scolded, I was confused. I was not clear what he's saying, about what he's saying. Then I came back, and when I returned to my home place, then after 1 or 2 days maybe, I came to understand that my son was laughing. You were telling that your guru is like that, like this. You were telling, but he scolded you. He was laughing at me. My son was kidding me. But I told, no, there is some purpose what he is telling. I want to think about it. Now my understanding is somewhat not is confused. So I will tell the answer after I get the answer from that words what he told. Without any purpose, the guru won't speak. Maybe any guru. No guru speak without any purpose. There is a light from the universe, from Patriji's words. So after that, I'll explain for him, and I explained to him when I came to know about it. That is the evolvement we had to. I get from meditation. When we start off meditation, and hearing the words of the master, so it is the so much beautiful experience for ourselves, and we can celebrate all the challenges, every situation of life. So thank you so much for the Beam family, and thank you so much. And another one, what I feel nowadays means, I used to not judge, or I used to not blame anyone. That is my natural quality from my childhood. But I used to praise so much. When I see something, I used to pray. When I see something from others good doing, I used to praise so much. When from 1 year maybe, I am not feeling to praise also. I don't know why it is doing like that. Mostly it is taking like when we get in the soul consciousness, we feel that both are equal. Means that is also one of the part of the soul, and that's a part of their soul. What is going on when we come to know about that, it goes so naturally. I look everything beautiful all the time, so there is no words to praise for particular thing. And so I feel that one. And thank you for meditation all the time. I thank the universe and I thank each and every master. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for sharing your beautiful experience, Mamtaji. No, while you are sharing, no, even I enjoyed. I enjoyed as if in your place, as if I'm in your place. So thank you so much. And sir, whatever, it's very true. Like whatever the word or whatever the wisdom comes from sir, so he won't say like as usual. Like that will be a strong meaning, a deep meaning. So we have to, so unless this is where comes, unless we experiment those words, unless we experiment on that, we don't gain what he meant actually. We don't get what he meant and what the lesson that he is teaching to us. Thank you so much, Mamtaji. Thank you. Nagendraji raised hand before. If you want to share anything, you can unmute now.
Thank you. Thank you. Very nice concepts. I especially like the, the relation. I mean, I'm just thinking about it, the relation between the first two E's and the last three E's. I mean, when you start in the first time, when you experiment and then you experience, then, when you do it, like, let's say early on, for me, for example, this breathing meditation. So when you are a beginner, this is how it flows. Yeah. So you have experiment and experience, and then you have enlightenment and evolution and enjoyment. Yeah, this order is there. But I feel that if you experiment more and more and experience more and more, then the last three E's, they become simultaneous for me. I mean, you are enlightening yourself, you're evolving yourself, but you're doing all that with enjoyment. So for me, I have experienced this in other fields as well. First time it's a real bitter experiment, and then because the taste, once you get that taste of experience, it might be bitter, but if you do it again and again and again, you get better at it, and then you are evolving your with enjoyment. So that's how I look at it. And also, when I think of breathing, for example, yeah, when you breathe in, you take in like how many? I read somewhere you take in around 25 sextillions. That means 25 followed by 21 zeros. That many molecules. Yeah, so in one breath. And all these molecules are reaching, through your respiratory system, and for me it's the most marvelous energy exchanger ever built. Yeah, so it gives the oxygen, takes the carbon dioxide, and goes back with the exhalation within seconds. So probably in 10 seconds you complete one breathing cycle. And this all happens, and through the same route. So if I compare this with the way we get water in our house, yeah, through a tap, and the same tap is then taking the gutter water, the unwanted water out, and everything goes out with the same system. This is amazing. So, and we are, every time I sit down to meditate on breath, I'm thinking of this marvelous, I mean, it is better than anything ever built by man. And this, so obviously, all that unwanted thing we are, distributing around us, But whether you are in India, whether you are in Germany, whether you are in US, the major constitution of your air, which is 21% oxygen and 78% nitrogen, and all the impurities are less than 1%. That is the same everywhere. So this is what I say, that only God can make something like that. So for me, when I reflect on these things, it's amazing. But thank you so much for the concept. It was great. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. And thanks to Patri sir for always thanks, and grateful to Patri sir for giving such a beautiful concepts. Thank you. Thank you. If at all, if anyone would like to share, masters, or shall we end the session? And yes, experiment. So let us keep this 5E with us, right? So yes, Madhu Garu, thank you. Then
Thank you once again, Shata. We look forward for the next concept from you. Thank you so much.
thank you. Namaste, everyone.
Namaste.